In performance testing a steering gear assembly, we're going to use what's called the power steering gear analyzer, or it's basically just the flow meter. You see the flow meter is connected between the steering pump and the steering gear. I'm in the pressure line coming from the pump assembly. The analyzer has a gate valve or load valve, which gives me the capabilities of putting a load on the system. We have a flow meter. We're able to check the flow rate of the pump and a pressure gauge. So we're able to do a pressure test and look at the flow rate of the pump. Remember back when we talk about flow rate is speed, pressure is power. So as your module says, the first thing you need to do before you can do any performance testing is warm the oil. In order to warm the oil, I have the truck running at idle. And as your module says, I'm going to close the load valve. You can see as I close the load valve, pressure is going to rise and my flow is going to drop. And as I close the load valve off, I'm actually going to cause the oil to go over a leaf valve. And as I go over a leaf valve, it's going to cause the oil to pressure to rise. As it rises, it's going to heat the oil. As your load valve says, you're not going to hold it closed for more than 5 seconds. So you can see, as the load valve goes over, pressure rose, flow dropped off. I'm going to open it up and allow the oil to circulate and cool. The module says you want to run a temperature of about 140 to about 150 degrees. Close the load valve down again. And I'm going to open it. You can see now I'm up to about 109 degrees. So we're getting there. So I'm going to let the truck warm up a little bit more. So I'm going to close the load valve off. And I have reached my desired temperature. So I'm up to 112 degrees. Give it a minute to circulate through, raise the temperature. And of course, you know, with the site, we talked about reservoirs. You can see here's the reservoir, clear plastic. And you can see as I'm warming the oil, you can actually watch the level of the oil rise. Close off the load valve again. And open it back up. And I've reached 125 degrees. Let's load around one more time. Back it off. Reached 132 degrees. So one more time, we should have the proper pressure. Okay. Not quite there. I'm 137. Let's do it one more time. So you can see I've reached my 140 degrees. So I'm very safe to start doing my testing. The question always comes up, why do I need to raise the oil temperature? Well, cold oil can actually make a bad pump look good. So we're actually going to raise the temperature, which actually will thin the oil out a little bit, and that will